Welcome guys, welcome to another video, and today I want to show you how you can send emails using the power of Python. So here I have a template in an Excel file. I have a column of emails, a column of usernames, and a subject. I can even have, text and formatting here. But just to keep it simple, I got 4 emails. I could have 40, I could have 400, I could have 4,000. It makes no difference. Python will execute and draft all the emails that I need. And just to show you exactly the finished result, I've got my code right here, all ready to go. I'm just going to hit run all cells, and you'll see in the corner right now, Microsoft Outlook has drafted 4 emails for me really quick, really fast, and really simple. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Follow along. This is a basic tutorial. We'll go into a more advanced one in a future video, but please do follow along for this basic tutorial to begin with. So before I dive in, why would you use Python for email, right? It's a simple question. Now, most of you are probably working in roles or needing to work and deliver emails to clients, to customers, to colleagues. Whenever you're dealing with emails, especially when you're dealing with large audiences, Python can be a huge lifesaver and a time saver. So we're not just talking about automation here, we're talking about using Python to handle volume emails. So whenever you've got a scenario where you need to email, say, 10, 20, or 30 or more users, I've been in jobs where I had to email hundreds of users a day. I use Python to achieve that. You can also use Python to customize your emails. Believe it or not, you can use and create some fantastic looking emails with HTML graphics using Python, which we'll come on to. The other big benefit is that you can schedule. You can schedule based on rules, and this is what I really love about Python as well. And that's something that Python handles really well. So let's look into my data file once again. So here you can clearly see I've got a list of emails. I've got a gary.smith@company.com, right? This is not a real company, but I can have hundreds of emails here, and this is where I identify my email address. Okay, so we're going to tidy up all your emails and put them under an easily identifiable column name. Then you have name, and entirely up to you here. You can have first name, surname, or you can have full name, which I have done. But again, we can use this in multiple places. And then you have subject. The subject could be the same for everyone, or could be different for everyone. So I'll let you work that out. And then we don't have in here a body text, but that's because we're going to use the same text for every single email. But in future, we will create a version which allows you to customize the body of every single email. So what does our code look like? Let's dive into our Python code. And what I have right here, I'll walk you through all the different components in our different cells. So to begin with, we want to bring in pandas because pandas is used to manipulate our Excel file, which we have here with our email addresses. Then we want to bring in another package called Win32. Now, Win32 is essentially short for Windows. Windows 32 is a package for manipulating Microsoft Windows. So it's a no-brainer. You want to bring in these two packages. That's in my first cell of code. Next, you want to set the file path to your file. So obviously here I've set file path as a variable. I've used an an R notation here. I've put in the exact URL. I've put in the name of the file, which is right here, email list.xlsx. And then df is just short for data frame. I want pandas to read the Excel file. If you're using a CSV file, you'll need to change this to CSV. But because I'm using Excel, it's just Excel for now. I'm just going to close all these. And then I want pandas to read from the file path. Then what we do is we'll run this first cell, run the second one. We now want to open Outlook using Windows 32. And there we go. We've now hit and I tapped into Windows in our third cell. And this is where we essentially, guys, we need to create a loop. So what we want to do, we want Python to create an email for this first user. We want Python to create the second, third, and fourth straight after. So we run through a loop. And what we want to do, guys, is we want to draft an email. We don't want to send it just yet. We just want to draft and create the email so we can check over it before we send it. So you can use Python for drafting, saving, and sending. In this instance, we're just going to draft. So then we've got a loop, and our loop now looks like this. For index row in df iter rows, right? we want a recipient email. So this is a variable, and we want it to look up a row called email. So remember, in our Excel file, we've got a row, a column of data called email. And this is exactly what we're going to use for our emails. Same with recipient name, we're going to use name. Same with subject, we're going to use subject. Okay. And because this is a for loop, it's going to loop through every single one. And then what we want Outlook to do is to create a new item, a new mail in every single for every single variable here. And then we want to set the to address. Remember, in our to address is going to be the email of the person of the well, basically the email of the person we're emailing. The subject is going to be the subject. And now this is where our message comes in. So you might remember me saying earlier that I don't actually have a message in the template file. This is my actual email. So what you have here is the HTML tags. So you can see here the HTML tag, opening tag, there's a body tag, and there's a paragraph. So dear name, so this is going to vary each and every single time. And this is a P tag, so we close a P tag. And then the message is simple. This is an alert, email alert to let you know your collection is now ready. Best regards, finished with my name as well. So guys, this is a really simple email message. We can we can optimize it and play with it and customize it much more. We'll do that in a future video. And then what we want to do is set this to the HTML body. Again, we set this tag to the HTML body. And then finally, we're going to use mail.display to display each and every single email. Now, we can do mail.save, or we can do mail.send, and that would send the email, but I don't want to send it just yet. So I'm just going to set it to say to display. And then finally, I've got a print statement just to remind me that everything's working fine. And what I can now do is go run all cells, and you'll see Microsoft Outlook opens up 4 messages really quickly. So here you can see our first message to Gary Smith, dear name. This is an email to let you know that your collection is ready. We've got the next one to James Brown, the next one's to Lisa Williams, and the fourth one is to VJ Sync. Now, straight away, you might notice, guys, that something's not worked, and that's our name. So you can see here, it says here, dear name. That didn't quite work, so we need to work out what went wrong here. So here, we want to correct this to recipient email, and we want to put that in here. Okay, and that will allow us to amend that, and then that will produce us the email that we need. So guys, I hope this has been useful. What we'll cover in a future video is an extension to this. We'll now look at a more advanced email video, and this time what we'll do is we'll add attachments. So what I want to do in future is have an attachment for every single user, and the attachment can be a data file, right? So I want the path to the attachment here, the path to the attachment below and below and below, and we're going to create a unique path for every single user, and we're going to use Python to attach the correct attachment for every single user. We're also going to use in our body of our email right here, I want to create a table, so something that looks like this. So I'm going to create something like this. I'm going to have some data in there. So we'll look at that in a future video, and we'll also look at how you can add customized graphics and messages. So I want to add some graphics like a logo in here. We can look at that in our next video. And then finally, I want to send the entire thing based on a rule, right? I don't want to send this anytime randomly. I want to send it specifically at, say, 9 a.m. every morning or 6 a.m. every morning, right? So we can set an alert to do the same as well. So guys, hope you've enjoyed this video, and I do hope to see you on the next one, where we'll go into a bit more of an advanced session. But thank you for watching. I do hope this is useful. We'll cover more on emails using Python. If you want to look at and cover the same with VBA, do let me know, and I can do a tutorial on VBA as well. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'd hope to see you on the next one. Bye for now. Take care.